Welcome to AJ Akshar Academy YouTube channel. In this session, I am going to discuss laws of motion. In this, applications of Newton's second law. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Please share your valuable comments in the comment section. Okay, let us go to the today's session. Now we will discuss applications of Newton's second law. If u bar and v bar are the initial and final velocities of a particle of mass m and average force acting on the particle in a time interval dt is F bar is equals to mv bar minus mu bar by dt. Here v and u are the u nothing but initial velocity, v nothing but final velocity, mass m, time interval dt, that is equals to dp bar by dt. Next, if a ball of mass m strikes a rigid floor normally and rebounds with the same speed v. Here we are taking a ball of mass m, we are striking a rigid floor normally and it rebounds with the same speed. See the picture. Ball is striking rigid floor and again rebounding with the same velocity, that is same speed. So then the change in linear momentum of the particle is dp is equals to mv minus of minus mv. So that is minus of minus plus 2 mv along the normal away from the floor. It is one direction and it is opposite direction. Rebounds is with the same speed. If t is the time of contact of the ball with the floor, then the force acting on the ball is F is equals to dp by dt, that is equals to 2 mv by t. If a ball of mass m strikes a rigid wall with a speed v making an angle alpha with the normal to the surface and rebounds with the same speed at the same angle. So the angle also same. Here a ball of mass m and it is a wall and this is a normal, and a ball of mass m striking the rigid wall with a speed v and makes an angle alpha with the normal surface and rebounds with the same speed at the same angle. See the picture. Here it resolved into two components, one is v cos alpha, the other is v sin alpha. Same angle. Okay. Now then the magnitude of change in momentum of the ball is dp, that is equals to mv cos alpha minus of minus mv cos alpha, minus of minus plus. So 2 mv cos alpha perpendicular and away from the wall. Okay, this is dp, that is change in momentum. The change in momentum along the wall is 0. Since dp is equals to v sin alpha minus v sin alpha, plus or minus cancel, so that is 0. So change in momentum along the wall is 0. If t is the time of contact of the ball with the wall, the force of the ball is, here the force on the ball is F is equals to dp by dt, that is equals to 2 mv cos alpha by t. If a ball of mass m strikes a rigid wall with a speed v making an angle theta with the wall and rebounds with the same speed and the same angle. See, observe this picture carefully. Here a ball of mass m striking a rigid wall with a speed v and making an angle theta with the wall and rebounds with the same speed and same angle. Okay. Observe this picture. And then the magnitude of change in momentum of the ball is dp, that is equals to mv sin theta minus of minus mv sin theta. So this is 2 mv sin theta perpendicular and away from the wall. So this is change in momentum. dp is equals to 2 mv sin theta perpendicular and away from the wall. Now the change in momentum along the wall is 0. Since dp is equals to v cos theta minus v cos theta, that is equals to 0. If t is the time of contact of the ball with the wall, then the force on the ball is F is equals to dp by dt, that is equals to 2 mv sin theta by t. If theta is the angle between the direction of motion of the ball and the wall, then the magnitude of change in momentum of the ball perpendicular to the wall is 2 mv sin theta. Next, from a nozzle of area of cross section A, liquid of density rho coming out with velocity v horizontally and strikes a vertical wall. Then see this picture, nozzle of area of cross section A liquid of density rho coming out with the velocity horizontally and strikes the a vertical wall. This is a vertical wall and this is liquid of density. We are striking this liquid along the horizontal. So horizontally and strikes a vertical wall. Then this is velocity v. If water does not bounce back, so that is it drops down along the wall. So then force exerted on the wall is F is equals to AV square rho. If water bounces back with the same speed, the force exerted on the wall is F is equals to 2AV square into rho. Now let us discuss MCQs. What is the relation between change in momentum and the average force with respect to time t seconds? F is equals to dp by dt, F is equals to delta p, F is equals to m dp bar by dt, and none of this. So this relation between momentum and average force with respect to time t seconds is F is equals to dp by dt. F is equals to mv minus mu by t, so that is delta p by delta t, so that is dp by dt. Okay, next one. The motion of a particle of mass m is described by y is equals to ut plus half gt square. Find the force acting on the particle. Mg, ma minus mg minus ma. Here force acting on the particle is mg. See here given the expression y is equals to ut plus half gt square. We know that v is equals to dy by dt. Substituting y in this, that is dy by dt of ut plus half gt square. Differentiation dt by dt cancel 1. So half g 2, here t square nothing but differentiation of d by dt of t square of g 2t. So u plus gt. Now acceleration a is equals to dv by dt. So here d by dt of u plus gt. Here du by dt plus g, that is t nothing but g. So then the force F is equals to m. A, here acceleration we are getting a is equal to g. So F is equals to ma, that is equals to mg. So first option is correct. Force acting on the particle is mg. Okay. Now let us discuss impulse. Impulse, the product of force and time that produces a finite change in momentum of the body is called impulse. So impulse is defined as the product of force and time. So it is, now let us discuss example. Collision between two billiard balls are nail driven into a wall by striking it with a hammer. Now units of impulse. So impulse J is equals to F bar into T. In C system, Dyne second. In SI system, Newton second. Dimension formula of impulse. Dimension formula is ml t power minus 1. Now I will discuss. Note, impulse is a vector quantity whose direction is in the direction of force. So impulse is a vector quantity whose direction is in the direction of force. Now here impulse is equals to, that is impulse and momentum from the Newton's second law, dp by dt is equals to f bar. So from this you are writing dp is equals to f bar into dt, that is change in momentum. Delta p is equals to pf, that is final momentum minus initial momentum. This can be written as integration of f bar into dt t1 to t2. If the force is constant, then impulse is J is equals to F into T. So according to Newton's second law, F is equals to dP by dt. From this you are taking cross multiplication, F dt is equals to dP. So this can be written as P2 bar minus P1 bar. So momentum nothing but product of mass and velocity. So mv minus mu. Final velocity minus initial velocity, that is final change in momentum minus initial change in momentum, that is mv minus mu. So P2 minus P1, so that is mv minus mu, change in momentum. Therefore impulse J is equals to F bar into dt, so that is mv minus mu, mv bar minus mu bar. So J is equals to Ft, the F bar into T, that is equals to mv bar minus mu bar. If the force is variable, then impulse is J is equals to integration of T1 to T2 F bar into dt. So the area under Ft graph gives impulse. Here the area under Ft graph gives impulse. The force F bar acts on a body for a time T1, F2 bar for T2, for F3 bar for T3, then total change in momentum is equals to F1 T1 plus F2 T2 plus F3 T3 plus and so on. Now we will discuss applications of impulse. For a given impulse, the average force is inversely proportional to the time for which the force acts. So a person falling on a concrete floor from a certain height receives injuries more than when he falls from the same height on loose soil. So breakable articles like chinaware, television sets, etc. are transported from one place to another place by packing them with felt, soya foam, etc. Next, shock absorbers are used in vehicles to reduce the magnitude of impulsive force. A cricketer lowers his hands while catching the ball to reduce the impulsive force. Now I will discuss MCQs. First one, formula for impulse: force into time, force into acceleration, force into speed, none of this. So formula for impulse is force into time. Okay. So here impulse nothing but the product of force and time that produce a finite change in momentum of the body is called impulse. So impulse is equals to force into time, that is formula for impulse is force into time. Now what is the dimensional formula for impulse? ml t power minus 2, ml square t power minus 2, ml t power minus 1 and m square L square t power minus 1. So formula for impulse is ml t power minus 1. By using this, here dimension formula is ml t power minus 1. So dimension formula for impulse is ml t power minus 1. A cricketer lowers his hands while catching the ball is an example for impulse, momentum, force, both B and C. So a cricketer lowers his hand while catching the ball is an example for impulse. Okay. Here a cricketer lowers his hands while catching the ball to reduce impulsive force. Okay. Thanks for watching this video.